Okay, let us begin. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We are almost complete and through the preliminary rounds of the 2024 National Tourism Debate. Yes, that's correct. It's the 2024 National Tourism Debate. This afternoon, our motion will be between Cornwall College proposing the motion and Queens High School opposing the motion. And unfortunately, Queens could not join us this afternoon. The orange economy encompasses industries like art, music, film, design, software, and digital media. This afternoon, our team, Cornwall College, will prepare a special presentation on the benefits of the orange economy. The motion reads, this House believes that the orange economy does more good in supporting the tourism sector. As such, students should be encouraged to study area skills within the orange economy to increase and be streamlined into the tourism sector to yield more profits. Proposing the motion, as I said, is Cornwall College. The first speaker is allowed 7 minutes, second speaker 5 minutes, and third speaker 3 minutes. Our teams this afternoon, Tequan Ellis, Ricardo, Dino Walker, and Andrew is a Kamok. Kamok is our reserve. We also have Justin Donaldson. We will now spotlight Cornwall College and invite their first speaker to join us. Cornwall, you may begin.
Good day. Good afternoon, honorable panel, fellow debaters, and members of the viewing audience. Today, we are gathered to present on the motion brought before the House today, that being, this House believes that the orange economy does more good in supporting the tourism sector. As such, students should be encouraged to study areas, skills within the orange economy to increase and be streamlined into the tourism sector to yield more profits. As Prime Minister, I am proud to open this presentation with my speech. During our presentation, my team and I will convince you that the orange economy is far more beneficial to the tourism industry, and as such, students should be encouraged to join this industry. I will put forward two substantive points. Those being, one, focusing on orange economy jobs enhances the global reach of Jamaica's already rich culture, and two, it creates high-paying job opportunities for youth in the country, thereby reducing brain drain. But before that, allow me to give some context on the motion. First, let us understand what the orange economy is. According to www.un.org, the orange economy, also known as the creative economy, encompasses the immense wealth of talent, intellectual property, interconnectedness, and cultural heritage, specifically in Jamaica in this context. This has to do with our dances, our beliefs, our religions, and our traditions. In this case, we would encourage students to study subjects that would allow them to matriculate into the orange economy by giving grants and scholarships specifically for students to study in this field. Now let's look at status quo in Jamaica. Jamaica has a rich culture, which is recognizable globally, from our iconic Creole to our soothing reggae. And we can go back to our Rastafarian practices or more modern, like our fast-paced dancehall music. Jamaica has a rich culture. This culture is what feeds our tourism industry, which makes up a majority of Jamaica's GDP, meaning Jamaica benefits mainly from its artistic diversity, and as such, proposition believes that we should leverage these possible benefits to the benefit of our economy. So let's dive into the meat of the matter. My first substantive point, that being, focusing on orange economy jobs enhances the global reach of Jamaica's already rich culture. Jamaica is renowned worldwide for its vibrant cultural expressions. However, while these elements attract millions of tourists annually, there is still untapped potential to leverage these cultural assets further by encouraging students to pursue careers in the orange economy through targeted scholarships, grants, and training programs. we empower them to become skilled custodians of our culture. This would enable Jamaica to produce more globally recognized talent, from musicians and chefs to visual artists and cultural event organizers. These professionals could expand Jamaica's cultural presence worldwide, hosting more international festivals, showcasing Jamaican art in global galleries, and promoting our unique traditions in innovative ways. The global tourism market increasingly values authentic cultural experiences. This is the type of culture that Jamaica has. Jamaica has an authentic culture, one that is so raw and so enjoyed by the majority of the world. By fostering a generation of professionals in the orange economy, Jamaica can distinguish itself as a premier cultural tourism destination, thereby driving more visitors to our beautiful sandy beaches and expanding our economic footprint globally. Into my second point, the orange economy creates high-paying job opportunities for youth, thereby reducing brain drain. A popular issue in Jamaica currently is the fact that most of our youth are migrating elsewhere to find higher-paying jobs. Now, if we focus our resources into the orange economy, this means that it's necessarily creating jobs for the youth here in Jamaica, hence reducing the effects of brain drain, right? Now, we know that this is one of Jamaica's persistent challenges, and this occurs because traditional job markets often fail to provide sufficient high-paying opportunities for young people. The orange economy, however, it offers an alternative. Careers in fields like music production, animation, culinary arts, and fashion design are not only lucrative, but also provide the flexibility to work locally while appealing to a global audience. For instance, young Jamaican chefs specialize in authentic Jamaican cuisine, and they can open their own restaurant that becomes a hotspot for cultural tourism. Let's look here in Montego Bay. Pier 1 reels in tourists on the daily basis. And this is one of those things that express Jamaica's authentic cuisine. And if we look at a local animator creating things like the Jamaican anime, these are things that express and promote our culture on an international basis. By investing in and promoting these industries, we create viable career paths for Jamaican youth, ensuring they can achieve financial stability and professional growth at home, rather than seeking opportunities overseas simply because they don't feel like they are being paid their worth. This in turn strengthens our local economy and retains the talent needed to drive Jamaica's creative industries forward. Honorable panel and audience members, it is evident that the orange economy holds immense potential to transform Jamaica's tourism sector. By encouraging students to study within this economy, we not only enhance the global appeal of our culture, but also create high-paying job opportunities for youth, reducing brain drain, and ensuring that Jamaica's creative industries thrive. Proposition believes this motion must stand for the benefit of our culture, our economy, and our people. I, the Prime Minister, Tequan Ellis, am proud to propose this motion. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now invite our second speaker to the podium. You may go ahead.
Honorable Chair, members of the opposition, esteemed judges and colleagues, good day. As the second speaker for the proposition, I will build on our case by highlighting how the orange economy empowers Jamaica's tourism sector. My argument will show that investing in the orange economy reduces reliance on imported human resources and to promote sustainable tourism development. Firstly, investing in the orange economy equips Jamaica with a skilled and self-reliant workforce, reducing the need to import human resources while retaining tourism profits locally. Jamaica's tourism industry a significant contributor to GDP, often depends on foreign expertise for roles in entertainment, culinary arts, event management, and other creative fields. For example, international DJs, chefs, and artists frequently employed by luxury resorts and cuisine lines to enhance guest experiences. While these professionals add value, the money paid to them leaves the Jamaica economy creating a profit leakage, encouraging students to pursue orange economy skills such as music production, culinary innovation, and cultural event management closes this skill gap. Jamaica has a rich cultural heritage and vibrant talent pool waiting to be developed. By formalizing education and training in these creative sectors, local professionals can take over these roles, ensuring that the wealth generated stays within the country. Let's consider Jamaica's world-famous reggae music. If a resort hires a Jamaican reggae band rather than importing a foreign act, the earnings remain within the local economy. Additionally, this allows tourists to experience an authentic slice of Jamaica's culture, increasing their appreciation and the likelihood of returning. Similarly, training young chefs in Caribbean fusion cuisine allows local talent to fill high-demand culinary roles, giving Jamaican dishes a competitive edge in global tourism. Let's look at the impacts. One, by reducing dependency on foreign labor, Jamaica retains a larger share of tourism profits. When a local chef or musician is employed, their earnings circulate within the economy, supporting families and businesses and communities. This creates a multiplier effect that boosts national economic growth. Two, we have cultural authenticity. Local workers bring authenticity to the tourism experience. A Jamaican storyteller, for instance, can share folklore and traditions far more effectively than an imported counterpart. Authentic experiences resonate more than tourists, encouraging repeat visits and bolstering Jamaica's reputation as a unique cultural destination. Three, we have empowering Jamaicans to take on high-value roles, builds pride and confidence in the local talent. This reduces the brain drain phenomenon, where skilled Jamaicans migrate for better opportunities abroad. By keeping talent at home, Jamaica strengthens its economy and reduces dependency on costly external labor. The orange economy supports sustainable practices that align with long-term tourism development goals, including environmental conservation and cultural preservation. Tourism tied to the orange economy often revolves around creative and cultural expressions rather than resource-intensive activities. Events like Reggae, Sumfest, and Emancipation Day celebrations rely on human activity and local culture, not environmental exploitation. Moreover, training students in sustainable craft production, eco-friendly event planning, and green architecture ensures that tourism development aligns with the ecology conservation efforts. Additionally, the promotions of local crafts reduces reliance on imported sovereigns, which often have higher environmental costs. For example, tourism purchasing handcrafted Jamaican goods instead of mass-produced items not only support local artisans, but also minimize the carbon footprint associated with shopping imported products. By emphasizing sustainability, Jamaica can strengthen its global reputation as a destination for conscious travelers. More importantly, sustainable tourism practices protect Jamaica's natural and cultural heritages, ensuring that future generations, can continue to benefit from the vital industry. No, the opposition might claim that sustainable measures are costly or slow economic growth. However, we argue that sustainable practices are an investment, not an expense. Unsustainable tourism harms Jamaica's environment and depletes the very resources, beaches, forests, and cultural landmarks that attract tourists. The orange economy offers a pathway to growth without sacrificing these assets. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we're joined by Judge Tafari Hilton, who is observing, and Shari Dawson, production assistant, who is timing you, gentlemen. So I hope you are working within the time allocated. We'd like to thank our sponsors, the GHTA, Royals and Resorts, and Fontana Pharmacy. We will now invite our third speaker to go ahead. Please go ahead, third speaker.
All right, good day, everyone. For the purpose of timekeeping, I'll begin in 3, 2, 1. The under-prioritization of orange economy, skills, and education in Jamaica has stunted its potential to develop its tourism sector independently and sustainably, leaving us over-reliant on foreign STEM advancements. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable adjudicators, esteemed opponents, and cherished audience, today I stand before you not merely as a defender of orange economy, but also an advocate for Jamaica's cultural and economic sovereignty. While STEM undeniably has its merits, right? Let us not forget that Jamaica is a nation defined by factories or laboratories. We are defined by the rhythm of reggae, the vibrancy of our festivals and the color of our art, and the unmatched charm of our people. Our motion today seeks to underscore that the orange economy, our creative industries, is the very heart of our tourism sector. Currently, Jamaica's educational system and funding prioritizes other fields such as STEM fields, often at the expense of developing and nurturing the orange economy. This systemic oversight undermines our ability to harness our rich culture, heritage for economic growth. Consider this. A survey conducted by TripAdvisor, over 50% of tourists come to Jamaica not for the tech parks or laboratories. They come to Jamaica for our music, food, art, and stories that define us. Yet, the very skills and talents required to sustain this cultural allure, our main money-making industry, are underfunded, undeveloped, and undervalued. Instead of investing in our local creative talents, filmmakers, artisans, chefs, and musicians alike, they are forced to depend on foreign expertise, be it marketing, production, or technological integration. For example, when local artisans struggle to modernize their craft or musicians lack the tools to produce world-class recordings, we turn to foreign industries. This is a vicious cycle of dependency that drains our potential and profits, leaving Jamaica indebted to others for what should have been homegrown success. Now, why does this all matter? Because the orange economy is not just a cultural treasure, it is untapped economic powerhouse. UNESCO projects that global creative economy will be worth over $1 trillion by 2030. I remind you all of our Vision 2030, and tourism is its greatest beneficiary. Every reggae concert, every authentic meal, every dance performance amplifies Jamaica's brand on the world stage. However, without the requisite investment in education and skills development, Jamaica will continue to lose out on billions in revenue while watching other nations commercialize their own culture and our own culture by extension. By championing orange economy, education, we are not just training our youth to create, we are giving them the tools to innovate, market, and globalize Jamaica's culture on their terms. This creates jobs, reduces brain drain, and positions Jamaica as a leader in cultural tourism, not just a consumer of foreign expertise. Adjudicators, if we continue to ignore the potential of orange economy, we risk not only economic stagnation, but also cultural erosion. It is through education and skill development in the orange economy that we can reclaim our identity, fuel our tourism sector, and foster a future where Jamaica thrives independently. I urge you all to recognize that investing in orange economy is not just good for tourism, it is essential for Jamaica's economic sovereignty and global leadership. I thank you and I rest my case.
Thank you very much. Such passion, such passion. Was that the third speaker, or that's the third speaker, your final speaker?
Yes, miss, that was our third speaker.
Okay, so you know you won't have a rebuttal, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay, all right. So we are going to invite Tafari Hilton, our judge, to present us with his remarks on how you did and where you could improve on the motion. And just a reminder of the motion, this House believes that the orange economy does more good in supporting the tourism sector. As such, students should be encouraged to study areas, skills within the orange economy to increase and be streamlined into the tourism sector to yield more profit. Tafari, you can go ahead.
All right. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. It's good to see. Well, this is a first for us, I believe, where we're not able to have so much of a match, but instead presentation just to see how the students were able to come together. You know, give you guys a chance to still deliver your speech. Cornwall, I'd say well done. I like your points. Each of your speakers were very distinct in the point that you're carrying home. Everybody spoke eloquently, spoke well, easy to understand. I will say though, second speaker, you were a bit, mm, perhaps, I don't know, perhaps practice the speech a little bit more, or maybe it was lacking visibility, a bit hard uh to read, but that kind of interfered with the efficiency at which you could make your points. So definitely work on that. To go over the points of each of your speakers. First speaker, you of course did a good job in laying out the groundwork of your plan, of your argument of what team government plans to do with this policy. I like how you mentioned various creative industries that Jamaica can venture into. I would have enjoyed seeing one of your other speakers, preferably the second speaker, kind of labor on that a little bit, because when we think about the creative economy, the obvious options are there, right? You think of the music, we think of the food, we think of the arts broadly, but more so music and dance, and the food, of which your second speaker and third speaker kind of hamper down on. But I would have loved to see a more exploration of the other arts. You mentioned animation. That's great. We have a Jamaican anime being made right now, which I think you're probably aware of. So kind of building out a roadblock of the additional creative industries that would have been instrumental, because let us say that Queens was here and they would have said, no, we need to focus on other things. You would use that um as an example to show how the work is here, the talent is here, let's develop it. And that would strengthen um your third speaker's point, which was about investment. Very good, very well done, critical. It's the way how you guys tied in investment with, of course, the greatest return, or rather one of the easier returns being tourism income. Smart, makes sense, but not just that. You tied in individual development. I wish the third speaker could have kind of expounded upon that a little bit more, because you can say that Jamaica is a creative, or people are creative, right? We always say there's no one else like us. So to have kind of labored a bit more on that, to say that this personal development, it's more than just a job. It's also holistic in us as a people. It's us staying true to how we are. We like to sing, we like to dance, etc., etc. So that would have been a lovely addition. For your second speaker, he mentions cultural retention as a benefit of the investment, which is critical, absolutely, by investing more into a creative economy, helping the next generation to still sing the same songs, carry the same stories, and to create their own. We get to keep the culture alive and well, so that when tourists come, that is the Jamaican that they get to see. Because unfortunately, not many of the younger generation like myself, like you, not many of us are that familiar with Jamaican culture in certain art forms. And thus we have to leave that up to the older folks who slowly are leaving us one by one, thus making us ask the question, whatever culture will tourists have years down the line? So all in all, this was a good debate, a good speech stance. I would have loved to have seen this countered. I think that would have been a very, very, very interesting one. But all in all, yes, so far so good. Keep up the good work. Ensure that you practice more and more and more. Your second and third speaker, you guys were a bit third speaker, slowed down a little bit, but love the passion. All it throughout was very passionate as young men, respect that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see you guys in an actual match.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hilton, for the adjudication.
Well, thank you very much, Judge Hilton. And you have said it. I can't wait to see Cornwall competing. They're one of our strong teams. I believe in previous times they have actually been placed in second position. I'd like to thank Coach Margaret Craigie, who is always supporting the competition from Cornwall College, our assistant producer this afternoon, Shari Dawson. I'm your host, Michelle Tullo. Our next match, we will tie up with Monroe College and the Carteret College next week. When we come back, stay tuned. Thank you.